Question number 20. Here we have x plus 2 divided by x minus 1 times 2 minus x is less than 0. So here's our whole rational expression. We want to find out when the rational expression is less than 0. So what we do is we take the three different factors and we equate them each to 0. Okay, so x plus 2 is equal to 0. If I subtract 2 from both sides, that gives me x equals negative 2 when x plus 2 is 0. X minus 1 equals 0. Add 1 to both sides to solve for x. X equals 1 when x minus 1 is equal to 0. 2 minus x equals 0. I'm going to just add x to both sides. So I get 2 equals x, which is x equals 2. Okay, when 2 minus x is equal to 0. I'm going to put these on the number line. So negative 2, 1, and 2. And so we're going to be looking at the regions less than negative 2, the region, well, the point where x is equal to negative 2, the region between negative 2 and 1, the point at 1 where x is equal to 1, the region where x is between 1 and 2, the region where x is equal to 2, or the point where x is equal to 2, and the region greater than 2. Okay, I'm going to put all that into a chart. Okay, so we're looking at all these different regions, okay, which I got them up here. And so we're going to look at the value. We're going to look at each part of the rational expression for the different regions. Okay, so when x is less than 2, the value of x plus 2 is going to be what? So when x is, for example, negative 5, right? Negative 5 plus 2, negative 3, it's negative. So we're just looking at the sign. When is it negative? When is it positive? When is it 0? When is it undefined? Okay, when x is equal to negative 2, negative 2 plus 2 is 0. When x is between negative 2 and 1, when it's 0, for example, 0 plus 2 is 0, so that's positive. When x is equal to 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, which is positive, so the rest are all going to be positive. All right, when x is less than negative 2, and we're looking at the x minus 1, so negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4, so that's negative. When x is equal to negative 2, that gives us negative 3, which is negative. When x is between negative 2 and 1, like when it's 0, that gives us negative 1, for example, which is negative. When x is equal to 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. When x is between 1 and 2, like when x is 1 and a half, 1 and a half minus 1 is a half, which is positive. When x is equal to 2, 2 minus 1 is 1, which is positive. When x is greater than 2, like when it's 10 minus 1 is 9, for example, which is positive. All right, 2 minus x, when x is less than negative 2, it's negative 3. 2 minus negative 3 is 2 plus 3 is 5, which is positive. When x is equal to negative 2, 2 minus negative 2 is 4, which is positive. When x is between negative 2 and 1, like when it's 0, for example, so 2 minus 0 is 2, which is positive. And then when x is equal to 1, 2 minus 1 is 1, which is positive. When x is between 1 and 2, it means 1.5. 2 take away 1.5 is 0.5, so which is positive. When x is equal to 2, 2 minus 2 is 0. When x is greater than 2, 2 minus 3, for example, is negative 1, which is negative. All right, so now we're going to look at the whole thing together. Okay, so we have the numerator is this column, and the denominator is the result of multiplying these two columns together. So we have a negative divided by negative times positive is negative, right? So negative divided by negative is negative, or if you have an even number of negatives in your multiplication division, it's going to be positive, okay, provided that we don't have these zeros. All right, 0 divided by anything is 0, and then we have positive divided by a negative times a positive, so we have one negative, it's negative. Here we have positive divided by 0. Division by 0 is undefined. Here we have positive divided by positives, which is positive. Here we have positive divided by positive times 0, so division by 0 is undefined. Here we have positive divided by positive times negative, which is negative. I'm going to transcribe all of this stuff up here. So the whole expression is going to be positive when x is less than negative 2. The whole expression is 0 when x is equal to negative 2. The whole expression is negative when x is between negative 2 and 1. The whole expression is undefined when x is equal to 1. This whole expression is positive when x is between 1 and 2. And the whole expression is undefined again when x is equal to 2. This whole expression is going to be negative when x is greater than 2. All right, and we are looking for when this whole expression is less than 0, when it's negative. So it's negative here. Okay, that's what that screen was about. And it's negative up here. Okay? So down here, we know that x is not equal to 2, but between 2 and 1, not equal to 1. So that's why we have the rejecto brackets. And down up here, x is greater than 2. Okay, so it goes from 2 to infinity. Rejecto, we put a unit between it, and that's it.